You are welcome to Nana's Tarot and Oracles. I am the Nana, and Nana loves you. You have a home here for comfort and contemplation, hope and inspiration, rest, renewal, and relaxation. Your readings here may empower you to use your intuition to help you towards a better life. All readings are dedicated to truth and light, but cannot take the place of professional services of any kind. Readings are general, and if they do not sound right to you, they may not be for you today. If you like what you are hearing, please select the like button below and subscribe with all notifications. Share with your friends or family. If you have a question or a comment, I will try to answer it below. You are important to Nana, and Nana is always grateful to have an opportunity to speak with you again. Today is August the 21st, and last night saw the rise of the first quarter moon in Sagittarius. And we are now 1 week away from the lunar eclipse in Pisces that will complete our eclipse season. In the meantime, we are in somewhat of a liminal space, a space between, a space that Megan Riley, who is the feminist Hellenistic astrologer I follow on YouTube and highly recommend, she posted a video called Airport Rules that made me laugh. There was a time in my life when I had to travel frequently for work. And what she noted in her video I found to be very true, that when you go to the airport and you are waiting for your flights, that the rules are different in the airport, and you might eat ice cream for breakfast, you might have a special treat that you indulge in, you might go to the airport shop and buy a paperback novel or a magazine that you might not otherwise buy for entertainment on your trip. These are airport rules. She also compared it to the week between Christmas and New Year's, when you're not sure what day it is, and all of the usual routines are somewhat discarded. I found another passage, and I'm not quite sure where I found this, that described the sensation. I was trying to describe it yesterday as feeling suspended, but with some awareness that there were massive energy shifts in progress, just out of sight or out of reach. This passage that I found said, the knowing that you were meant for more is not just a vague hope, it's a genuine recognition. You can feel the gap between the size of your dreams and the size of the life currently containing them. And that gap is not something you are being asked to make peace with, it's something you are being asked to begin closing. The dissatisfaction you have felt is not a flaw in your character or evidence of ingratitude. It is the accurate signal of a spirit that knows it has not yet been given room to become what it is capable of becoming. And the mutable fire energy of Sagittarius, because this first quarter moon is in Sagittarius, brings adaptability and warmth to this restless period, reminding you that you do not have to overturn your entire life this week to honor what the moon is asking of you. Even the smallest movement in the direction of what you actually want is a real step in the right direction, and this lunation rewards any genuine movement toward the larger life you know is waiting for you. And it says, remember as you move through this week that optimism in the Sagittarian understanding is a discipline rather than a mood. Faith in the goodness of the future is a choice that you make regardless of your circumstances, and choosing it actually changes what becomes possible. The archer does not aim at the horizon it can already reach, it aims beyond, trusting that the arrow will carry farther than seems reasonable. Let yourself aim beyond your current circumstances toward a larger life you know is meant for you, and take even one small step in its direction. The gap between your dreams and your reality is not permanent, and this moon is your reminder that you have always been the one capable of closing it. So now is a time that you may find that you are between things, that you find yourself imagining how things could change. Keep that in mind. As we continue, I wanted to have a reading today, and I also got off the Healing Energy Tools Facebook page this courage and affirmation. I am brave enough to face every challenge. My courage grows stronger each day. I trust myself to make the right decisions. I move forward with confidence. Fear has no power over my spirit. I embrace every new opportunity with courage. And the other thing was last night's offering from Astrology by Lauren, where she talks about the fact that August 22nd and 23rd, we enter Virgo season. And this is when we begin to tie up the tail end of the summer months. Our high forecast for today was 79 degrees. I have noticed that the blue color of the sky is deepening as it does in the fall, and we now have some reports of ragweed pollen. So we have hay fever season. Now also, after we get into Virgo, Mercury enters into its home sign of Virgo on the 25th. And doubles down on the idea that it is then also time to get back to work and take care of business. And then, of course, we have the lunar eclipse at 4 degrees of Pisces, culminating on the night of August 27th, August 28th, very early in the morning for those of us on Eastern Time. And late in the evening on the 27th for those on the west coast of the United States. The Sun and Mercury in Virgo are also setting the stage for the lunar eclipse in the opposite sign of Pisces. Virgo is a sign that attempts to create order in our lives, to make sense of things. But the lunar eclipse in Pisces brings yet another reminder that there are just some things that don't make sense no matter how hard we try, and that there are some things over which we simply have no control. This will become especially evident with this lunar eclipse, in which we are being asked to have faith that even in the face of uncertainty, even in the face of sudden and perhaps even irrevocable changes, that we are somehow ending up precisely where we need to be. And both the Sun and Mercury, and consequently the lunar eclipse next Friday, are all square, unpredictable, and yet illuminating Uranus. Lunar eclipses are times of culmination in which we see things brought to some sort of conclusion. This could be quite sudden when Uranus is involved, not unusual for there to be a sudden turn of events. And if we dare to look, we are being shown things in a whole new light, and once we see things as they are, we can no longer unsee it. Uranus speeds things up, So we will need to have our wits about us. This eclipse is rife with impulsivity. Pace yourself. Like a tornado coming in to whisk Dorothy away, this eclipse could jump in from left field, adding a few extra twists and turns. Just know that this eclipse is a North Node eclipse, meaning that whatever changes are occurring are what we are needing in order to fulfill our part in our collective evolutionary journey, and it may not necessarily be what we think it should be. If we are on course, then we will receive confirmation for this. If we are not on course, then this too will become apparent. During a lunar eclipse, when the Earth casts a shadow on the face of the moon, we are being shown the ways that our actual physical reality is or is not in alignment with our soul's purpose. Eclipses can literally open doors and shine a bright light on the proceedings, freeing us up so that we can see things exactly as they are without being distracted by our illusions. Like a supreme alignment, we are being asked to get ourselves back on track. Pisces connects us to the collective, and so our own destiny becomes a piece in the destiny of the collective. And so through the gates of the lunar eclipse, we are all being asked to transcend our usual boundaries and limitations in order to merge with the great beyond. With this also comes an awareness that we're all swimming in this great ocean that we call life, and we are never alone. There are others here with us, and together we are being led to fulfill a destiny that is much larger than any singular individual could achieve on their own. So, that is a lot going on. There may be a lot going on in your personal chart. Be brave, get ready, and let's have some cards to consider. And we'll start with our Inner Temple Oracle. All cards were shuffled prior to the reading. See what we get for today. I feel like that card said, look at me. And what we have is inner autumn and inner spring. And depending on which hemisphere you're in, northern or southern, that's sort of where we are, isn't it? Since we're approaching fall, and since I was talking about the influences starting to feel like fall, I'm going to put inner autumn in the upright position. Think about what inner autumn means for you. Fall is a time of harvest, and it is a time of readying ourselves for the winter. Let's see what Rebecca Campbell has to say. In the polarity suit, here's the text if you would like to read the whole thing. Inner autumn, letting go, wildness, realignment, courage, falling away, loosening your hold, harnessing your inner power, frustration, sacred rage, alchemy, taking your place, reaping what you've sown. Feels like a quiet power, time to make some changes. And she offers journaling prompts for inner autumn. What's falling away? What are you clinging on to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? If you weren't afraid of your power, what would you do? How are you being called to transmute your sacred rage into something productive? And let's have a talisman oracle card. We have a volunteer. Creativity. We have spoken of creativity quite a bit in terms of our energy healing video discussing the sacral chakra. I will be releasing another energy healing video dealing with the heart chakra, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra very soon. Let's see what we have here for creativity. Here it is. Here is the sacred geometry that is in the card. And there is the text. And I would say that this card is showing a spider. And I did find a spider in the doorway to my balcony this week. I inadvertently put my head into her web and then backed out. She retreated and has not returned. But spiders are certainly very creative, and I used to be very afraid of spiders, but I am not any longer. There are Native American myths of a character called Grandmother Spider, who is a protective character and weaves webs to catch threats to our well-being. This up here also reminds me of the sacred geometry of the flower of life. Here's another illustration of the flower of life. And in the reading it says spider silk is 5 times stronger than steel. The spider has found the most beautiful way to create a form that possesses strength, flexibility, delicacy, and enticement. The seed of life at the top reminds us that the evolution of the creative form takes time and can be dormant before it's ready to be released into the world. And that's how I feel right now. I feel that I'm in a period of dormancy where my ideas are percolating and developing. You can see a pentagram with the 5 elements. Look for inspiration everywhere around you. This card can mean creating a project or using artistry in a delicate situation. A little bit of creativity can go a long way and can brighten your spirit and lighten up the mood. Sometimes we instinctively try to use force to make something happen, but more often a creative approach will yield more fruitful results. The talisman power, use this card. Look at this imagery. When you need to awaken your imagination and unleash your creative flow. You can also use this card when you feel you're at a dead end with an issue. Spend some time visualizing the spider weaving the web and its beautiful architecture. See the powerful energy coming from all elements and sources, and know it's speaking through you, coming to life. Your affirmation is, I am inventive and resourceful. I'm going to put that right up here by the imagine word. Now, let's have a significator card from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And our significator card for today is the World. Number 21, which reduces to 3, which is the number of the Empress. But number 21 is the last card of the major arcana and is considered to be an image of the ending of a cycle and stepping through the portal into the next one. And I would certainly say that this eclipse season definitely has that feeling. And on the reverse of the deck, well, I like that. That's the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is a card. Pentacles are the earth signs, the signs of money, material possessions, and health. And this is considered to be a card of scarcity. And you can see that this person is injured. These people are out in the cold and the snow, but in the reversed position, I would say that that might be coming to an end, according to the World card. And I was called to get out the Triple Goddess deck for clarification. Let's see what the Triple Goddess deck has to say. To clarify that, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. I like that. And then on the reverse of the deck, we have the Star. When you wish upon a star. I don't think I could find any more hopeful clarifiers than those. Let's have a rune. Our rune for today is Ingu's fertility, completion, and emergence. It has no reverse position. And I would say that fertility and completion and emergence certainly goes along with our creativity and the world. Altogether, I feel that this is a very propitious reading. And of course, I would like to see a hexagram from I Ching, the Book of Changes. Our hexagram for today is number 13. Boy, that's a crowd, isn't it? Let's see what the wonderful Benabel Wynn has to say about number 13. Number 13 is fellowship. You can see right down here, and there is the oracle reading for fellowship. Now is a time for relationship building. Seek out a community of interest and seek interchange. Hold in common bond. Consider the relationships you build, both social and professional. Fellowship begins with giving, and that giving becomes exchange in its own natural course. Support the happiness of others, and others will support yours. Never let a friend walk alone at night. You know, Ram Dass says, we're all just walking each other home. Generosity builds bridges and networks. To be enriched by fellowship, be one who enriches others. Help others with their aspirations first, and in time you will find that you've accomplished your own. One of the things that I have always noted about this card is that even though these people are out in the cold and injured, at least they have each other. That certainly relates to this. What a wonderful reading. Thank you for tuning in to Nana's Tarot and Oracles today. You make Nana's day. Nana loves you and hopes you leave a question or a comment below. Select the like button, subscribe, and select all notifications. I will see you again soon, in peace and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you.